Hi and welcome back to my film and TV channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well, and we have a South African crime thriller series to check out today. It's been around for a little while. It's at the 30th of May 2022. I think it's been around for a year or so, but it's currently showing on Channel 4 and All 4, so I thought I'd have a look at it. It sounded interesting. I'm going to talk the Cane Field Killings, also known as Reyka. Please, if you like what I do, get that subscription button pressed. If you've not already done so, that'd be fantastic. Please join me, that'd be wonderful. And of course, if you like what I try and do, give us a thumbs up. You make an old film, TV drama watcher very, very happy if you can do that for me. So that'd be much appreciated. Yes, it's run over 8 episodes. On Internet Movie Database, the episodes are scoring anywhere between 6.5 and 7.2. It's always a bit higher than the Internet Movie Database average, but that's not too bad. It was created and written by Rohan Dixon, and of course it was for subscription television channel Mnet, yes, put together in July 2021, so just under 12 months, and it was shown on Channel 4 weekly and is available as a box set on All 4, of course. I think they claim that's the biggest free service in the UK anyway. I'm not too sure anywhere else. Internet Movie Database overall, its average rating is 6.3 out of 10, so not bad, just a little bit over the watchable rating of 6 out of 10 I like to see. That score is at the 29th of May 2022, with 600 people have actually took the effort to leave a score or review. Of that 601, I've ignored the 10 out of 10s and 1 out of 10s for a fairer balance, a fairer reflection. 361 people scored it between 6 and 9, and just 93 scored it between 2 and 5. So a little chunk, but still an 80% positivity based on the people that scored it 6 to 9. What's it about? Well, the series alternates between Reyka's past and present. In 1994, when apartheid was ending, an 11-year-old Reyka was abducted by Angus Spellman, who sexually assaulted her for 4 years. Reyka managed to escape at the age of 16, with her abductor finally caught and sentenced to prison. Yeah, it's a bit of a Stendhal syndrome, is it called, this, where you sort of begin to be part of the abductor's family and reality. Very, very strange, but it is out there. It is true. Now, as an adult, of course, Reyka, played by Kim Engelbrecht, is a criminal profile investigating a string of brutal murders in KwaZulu-Natal by a serial killer. She deals with her traumatic childhood past, which somehow also helps her get into the minds of Africa's notorious criminals. She's a very troubled human being, this lady. This also stars, of course, as well as who we mentioned before, didn't we? We mentioned Kim Engelbrecht as the lead in this. It also stars Gabrielle de Gama as young Reyka, Ian Glenn as Angus Spielman, does a good job, Nkuthulu Ledwaba as Portia, Angus's wife, and Anna Mart van der Merwe as Elsa Meyer, a journalist and adventure seeker. She's Reyka's mother. So my thoughts on this, as I say, there's nothing yet from Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic, all that sort of thing, which tends not to be with these TV series. But it is great to see such a thing, and great to see something coming out from somewhere else. South Africa, of course, in this case, very gritty and very powerful. I like the authenticity of the switching between like Afrikaans and tribal languages, etc., and English, obviously, but within a scene, it could happen a few times. So I did struggle a bit. I am old, and my eyes are getting a bit old, and to watch subtitles and listening to when it's English, it does get a bit harder for guys my age. So, although as far as authenticity is concerned, I have no complaints at all, but just for people like me, it is just a little bit of a struggle. Just ruin it slightly, that's for sure. It's an interesting mix, actually, of this young lady, or this lady coping with obviously raising a family as well, and you can just sense how hard it is for her to actually get on with life, and it's sort of nice, interesting mix of this family sort of drama side. An interesting mix of the abduction, which we see, and how that's played out. And, of course, you get added to this a serial killer element as well. So an interesting mix for 8 episodes, which should be enough to keep it interesting, that's for sure. I thought the acting, at least for the main characters, I'm not saying some of the sort of minor characters, but was great. It was pretty much on point for the main guys. You'd expect probably from Ian Glenn, and of course the excellent, but a big mention, of course. We'll mention her again. Kim Engelbrecht is the lead Reyka, of course. I sort of invested in her very troubled character immediately, and I just enjoyed watching her. I thought she did a great job in this series. 8 times 40 to 50-minute episodes. For me, perhaps a 2 or 3 too many for what we get, although there's plenty of content. I just thought at times it got a bit too character-driven, too many characters to try and get a grip of who they were and what they were. I get a million miles away, of course, from this, but Midsummer Murders, when it throws lots of characters at you, I do, as I say, it's probably an age thing, it's probably me. I do get sometimes a little bit confused as to who's who and what's what, and certainly did in this as well. I say with you know, a sort of, let's face it, a sort of country and a sort of population I'm not familiar with the ins and outs of. It was quite hard at times. So I thought on the basis of the 8 episodes, it was perhaps a couple too many. It could have knocked a couple of characters out, made it a bit more tighter and interesting for me anyway. But it's only a minor quibble. As I say, it's more a personal thing again. Reviewers I've seen that have written about this are saying it's not a bad reflection of South Africa and the police and tribe relationships, which is fair enough. I mean, I know very little apart from what I've seen on the news, etc., or read about South Africa now or a few years ago. But it felt quite authentic, and how these sort of organisations would brush up against each other, if you like. And I'm sure there's plenty of dramatic license in the storytelling. Of course there is, because it is a drama, it's made into a drama after all. We're not watching an actual documentary. I didn't get into it immediately. Was I going to turn it off? Probably not, because I thought, well, no, it had potential, but it was quite hard to get into it initially. And as I said, it's some slow pacing, sort of dragged out. But obviously, there was enough in it to keep me going back and watching it. As I'll say, generally, it was an okay watch. It was a good watch. A little long-winded, certainly dark. But say it was just interesting to see the characters play off and the different, say, the tribes and the police, etc., play off against each other. And it certainly made a nice, pleasant change from, obviously, the normal US and UK stuff I watch, which is good, don't get me wrong, a lot of it's good, but it's just nice to see something from South Africa, something a little bit different. So I enjoyed it for that as well. So I am going to give it my watchable score. I just thought, I'm not going to say it's brilliant. A lot of people, as I say, will be a bit turned off by the mixing of languages and the subtitles, then switching to English, etc. And I thought the accents of the South African accents, which I find hard sometimes to get into. I thought there's sort of mild in this. It didn't seem as extravagant, but that's obviously, I presume it's to do with areas of South Africa and the actual brogue and the actual language itself. So yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10 because it was watchable for me, so I'm more or less in line with that Internet Movie Database is saying overall. But there is some criticism. There's some people who don't like it. I just thought it was a good, nice change, and I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Please let me know what you think. That'd be great. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We only ask one thing till we meet again, don't we? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.